Great rising, beautiful beings. Great rising, natural beings. Great rising, beautiful beings. Great rising, natural beings. Great rising, beautiful natural beings. Let's talk. Okay, so there's a guy on social media that likes to be in my space, talk to me, chat with me, but he also likes to continue to insult me as if he's trying to wake up the demon in me, or he just loves criticizing me, right? Which he doesn't understand my suffering. He doesn't understand that there's different levels to walk with quote unquote God, right? There's different levels to stay out of harm's way. Like, there's only so much you would take in this reality before you start to bend or flex a little bit, right? Like, you have to stay reasonable with yourself. Like, if there's not a man from heaven coming down to help you out a little bit, protect you a little bit, that could just be Satan just decide not to think about you that day, right? Call the boys off, call the targets off, call the agents off. Okay? So he sent me a link for Pastor Darby. I study Pastor Darby. I practice Pastor Darby, okay? We all know that they killed Pastor Darby because he talked about the industry of the witches, Illuminati, Hollywood, all that, right? We know this. We see this, okay? This guy, for the last 6 months, have been telling me that I'm in Satan's favor because I have a car, I have a house, I'm able to buy the things I want, I'm able to go where I want to go. Nigga, it's called working. It's called a trade. How much do you think my channel puts out to me? It's not monetized. Do you actually think I'm getting donations? I'm not even selling my products. I'm fully 100% committed to my trade. Okay? So, that being said, and the motherfucker won't quit texting. I actually asked him to do a podcast with me to explain why the devil, Satan, favors me. And I actually believe in Satan, okay? And I actually believe in Satan being more of a feminine principle than a masculine principle, okay? But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Pastor Darby talked about something very important that I don't feel like his followers was quite understanding or understanding. Pastor Darby talked about source energy. That's all I talk about, being one with creation, one with nature, one with the universe, right? And some people may go omniverse, omnipresent, da 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 da. Okay, whatever. Okay? Just know the divine source energy, divine, V-I-N-E, the vine, T-H-E space V-I-N-E. Once you tap into divine, essential source energy, nobody can't talk to you about no motherfucking God. Can't nobody talk to you about no motherfucking Satan. When you're tapped into source energy, the vine, the string that keeps you who you are, connected and synchronized with your spirit and your soul. Again, say it, Revere Sky. Synchronize with your spirit and soul on a vibratory rate, on a frequency, through sound. Nobody can mention the word God, which is backwards is dog. Well, how could you resonate with that frequency? Satan, supposed to be, or Lucifer, Lucy, is supposed to be the one that has hierarchy, and it's the heir of this realm, right? So if God created Satan, Lucifer, how the hell you gonna respect God? So you're gonna respect a person that created a person to keep you miserable with false hopes and false lies? See, people get mad when I say shit like this. I go beyond your materialized God. I go beyond your materialized Satan. Maybe this vessel is not up to par or up to standard. And maybe my discipline and the influence of the toxins of our realm maybe slow me down, but I'm very conscious and aware. Consciousness run through me like no other. Discipline may not so hardly be there because we're trying to keep a body up with the neurons of our mind. And that can't happen because of what we're consuming. So I can't get it all right. I can have the discipline. I can go off the grid and I can do it, but I choose not to. And that's a whole nother story for a whole nother chapter. But back to this, Pastor Darby was letting people know you can plug into a generator and you'll get source power that way. You could plug into a light socket, you could get source power that way. And I'm going to add to it. You can anchor yourself to the ground, eat your vegetables, get sunlight, clean air, and the proper amount of rest, and you can anchor your energy that way. It's all up to you to figure out what type of source energy you believe in. But they all go back to the divine, okay? They all go back to the divine. But when it comes down to this realm, I truly, in my nature, in my essence, when a person say God, the Most High, the all and be all, maybe when they say the all and be all, I might entertain it. But when they say the God, the Most High, Yeshua, this and that, they're only talking about the materialized versions of rank and power in this realm. But when it comes down to the divine, the all and be all, what matters, what turned frequency and sound into matter, those are subordinate deities. If Satan is on this realm, that means God is on this realm. He's a co-creator. He's piggybacking, he or she is piggybacking off of what the divine and all the be all left here for them to use. Resonate frequency. That's what it is. That's why we speak. That's why we're in this illusion. That's why we're trapped. So, I told a guy, I did 5 years of walking in truth. And he said, what is walking in truth? Following God? No, baby. I didn't follow God. I utilized the tools set before me. I utilized my vessel. Walking in truth is saying, I don't want to take this medication. I'm going to fast. And I'm going to meditate. I'm going to eat veggies. And I'm going to get sunlight. And if I have to do this for 5 years straight to correct my vessel, I will. And that is what I did. I'm not going to pray. I'm going to meditate. What's the difference between prayer and meditation? Meditation deals with you conjuring all the energy and absorbing all the energies around you and utilizing them to alchemicalize your vessel to be more supernatural. Whether that's speeding up your atoms to heal you, whether that's to purge, whether that's to tap in to source energy, the all and be all, the divine. Prayer is more like reaching outside of self, because your creator didn't give you the components you need to heal yourself, to protect yourself, to fight. See, that's the problem. That's why you can't go to war, because you're reaching out to a subordinate deity. Like, oh my God, it's like an epiphany. Like Bobby Hemmett said, y'all ain't going high enough. Y'all ain't reaching in far enough. Y'all ain't reaching out far enough. So, yeah, when people talk about, oh Lord, when they talk about Jesus, like, if you want to talk about Yeshua, Yahweh, you got to talk about the Christ energy, the honey, the crystalline, the cerebrum fluid that activates your third eye. When people hear me, they don't hear me say Jesus, they hear me say Christ energy. Because I've activated my Christ energy several times. That's why they are experimenting on me now. Just like the old man said, Job 9:24, I think. Let me see. Job 9:24 talks about Satan could do whatever he wanted to do to Job and how he wanted to do it, but he couldn't kill him. Same goes with me. To some level or to some degree, they can make me suffer any type of way they want to make me suffer, but for some reason they're not allowed to kill me. And why would they kill me? I have Lemurian and Anunnakian active DNA that they're trying to study because they don't want me to pass it down to nobody else. They're trying to stop it at me. You may say, oh, Sky, you bragging, da-da-da. Well, let's swap places. Trade places with me, and we'll see how long you survive. You might even take yourself out. You might even blow your fucking brains. Swap places with me. You think the little trailer I got, and this little parcel I got, and the car I got, and the devoted job I got can amount to who I truly am and what I truly am? You got life fucking mistaken. Walk in my shoes for a little bit. You might abandon the vessel. So, why does this person criticize me and disrespect me and treat me as if what they speak about is new information to me? Matter of fact, they still texting. Like, they won't stop texting. I'm going to give you an example. Let's give you an example. So they sent the videos to me. And so I watched the video. So I'm asking a question. Whose source power are you plugged into? So they responded back all arrogantly. Are you okay? You asking hella questions today. You should enjoy your lobster and live it up. Don't let me hold you. I'm just sharing links like you are in talking a little shit here and there. That's all. I said, what are you talking about? He said, see how when you asked me to do a podcast with you, it was easy, smooth, and get it done? Because I'm easy to get along with. This motherfucker not easy to get along with. And I'm about to prove it. So if it's hard to get along with me, it's usually the other person on some weirdo shit. So I'm the weird motherfucker. I said, no, you on your best behavior around other people, but behind closed doors, you're a nuisance. He said, at least you look like you in good health. You able to get money. You not working places that bore you to death. You can travel, which gives you a purpose instead of feeling humdrum. You able to maintain a roof over your head and eat different foods. Listen, this is sadistic. How the fuck are you sitting around sizing me up? Why am I even holding any weight in your psyche? Nothing's wrong with doing a little bit of comparison and contrast, but why are you allowing the comparison to rob you of your life? As if I gave birth to you, as if I created you, as if I manifested you. Okay. Let me finish. This is what I'm dealing with. These are the type of people I attract in my life. Let me finish. You able to maintain a roof over your head and eat different foods. You able to have a vehicle so you can commute. This is what I said. When I lived the homeless life, I let it look good. That's right. When I was living truth. When I was living truth. Not for God, not for Satan. Truth. I want to see the truth. I still lived good. Because I'm tapped into the divine, the source energy. Didn't I tell you seven Anunnaki lights came down to see why the fuck I had the gift of gab? They started tampering with my green stream, and then they sent down these motherfucking angels, blonde hair, looked like models, beautiful, with wings, but they had scrubs on. So they was letting me know how they was gonna tamper with my psyche. Like, come on now, you didn't send down the angel in a ball of light, all glowing. You sit down an angel with scrubs on. Come on now. Like, he literally got wings, keen face, blonde hair, but with scrubs on. Come on now. Broad daylight on the beach, just to remind me, don't meditate. Don't anchor yourself with source energy. Don't be a lighthouse for the ethereal body of this planet. Calm down, child. Dope up. Let me tell you something. I'm the reason why the bottled waters are at their level of toxicity right now. Say it again, Revere Sky. I am the exact reason why bottled water, no matter you buy spring water, alkaline water, purified water, distilled water, they all have the same toxins that attack your third eye. Why? Because they have been observing me and watching me utilize my Kundalini. See, you got people out here that could do telekinesis, pyrokinesis and stuff, but you ain't got nobody out here that's able to pull that Kundalini energy up, that serpent energy up from the inner core of the planet, that vibratory rate frequency. You see it in Indian culture. They do it because when they be meditating, that force field pick you up off the ground. You can't even sit on the ground. The force field so strong, you can't even sit on the ground. And then you have some voodoo priestess, conjure priestess that can bring that energy up out of children. But you don't see it too often. So when they see me able to actually utilize the force, meaning I was able to take the elements, the unseen elements, and turn it into force, levitate, they completely said, fuck putting the ingredients on the water. You gonna put this shit in this water. No matter you on alkaline, distilled, spring water, you up in Canada, you up in motherfucking Alaska, the water running through, They putting that shit in everything because they cannot have you activating what I activated. And truthfully, once you activate it, it's damn near out of your control. You are just a vessel walking in truth for the frequency of the planet. Tapping into source energy is nothing nice. You have to build your frequency and your body up to it. Because you can burn neurons out that that we're not running at that frequency. We're not running at that electrical currency. So you have to build your body up to it. But when you experience it, nothing in these damn Bibles, nothing in these damn books can outweigh what you experienced. And the motherfucker won't quit texting. What is the purpose? So let me finish. So yeah. Let me not sum it up, but let me do a middle passage. So yes, when people talk about God and Satan, they haven't tapped into the divine. They haven't tapped into source energy. They're running on autopilot mode. Just like you say you'd rather pray. You know, if I pray, what frequency I'm using? I'm still sending out waves of energy and envisioning myself circling that energy back into me, out of me, back into me, out of me, back into me, out of me, until I use the components the Creator left for me to use. The Creator left me to go be in the dark 6 nights to heal myself, right? But why do I need a scientist or a doctor to tell me that? So what really are you tapping into? Creator left us with the components to find truth. Why do we need somebody to verify that? You can't observe your own reality in your own life. You don't know when shit not working for you. You don't know when you're being mass manipulated through agenda. You don't know when you're being compromised and targeted. Come on now. You would rather pray. I would rather meditate. They gave us the fuel, the energy, the combustion. They gave it to us. They gave us the freedom to think. They gave us the freedom to acknowledge our powers that were naturally given to us through birth. This body can materialize and dematerialize. It can be just straight energy flowing, or it can be materialized. It's up to you to try to activate those powers. And believe me, you're not going to activate these powers looking for someone to govern you. Do you know the powers that we were gifted with? It's in our DNA. That junk DNA is there. Would make any god of this realm look like baby food, baby vomit, baby shit. Say it again, Revere Sky. The powers that we were gifted with in the likeness of our Creator. Which the likeness of our Creator, I mean the vessels. I'm not talking about the source energy or the divine energy tethered in the vessel. I'm just talking about the anatomy of the vessel. The anatomy of the vessel in the likeness of our Creator is not the divine. It's not the source. It's not the all and be all. It is a co-creator. But it has rank and power because what it created, it just used the raw materials. Whereas you got people on this realm now having to piggyback off of its creation. Whether that be the dog, the cat, the bird, the elements, the minerals, the vitamins, the resources. It's just piggybacking off of its. So it took this frequency and said, I'm going to make iron. It took this frequency and said, I'm going to make lava. It took this frequency and I'm going to make this. Now, these motherfuckers who are piggybacking off of these resources, which we are a resource, our vessel is a resource. The frequencies that tether through us, the soul, the spirit, the ethereal body, the electrical currency, all that is a resource. So our creator created it, but he's nothing but, he's a master creator. He's not a co-creator. He's a master creator. But if you really want to know the truth, our creator is not the divine. It's not the all and be all. It's not the source. And you wonder why a lot of people live miserable. Because they're not respecting the attributes. They're not respecting the timeline. They're not respecting the hierarchy. Just picture yourself as dust, cosmic dust, a resource, a energy frequency, a vibratory rate. Now you can manifest and interchange and turn into other things. Or you can fall into materialization. It's up to you to want to rewire your body inside out. And you rewire your body inside out from fasting, from clean living, clean situations, eating healthy. Like you can literally eat clean meat, clean seafood, and still vibrate at a high rate. But you do it faster with plants and things that are not toxic. Believe me, you do it faster with plants. Because if you started as a child eating meat and seafood and you was practicing the arts, it's a difference. See, you got people that pray for help. But if I pray to my higher being, my soul, my spirit, and the divine, the source energy. And at that same time, I'm pulling in data. I'm pulling in frequency. I'm not waiting for an outcome. I'm conjuring up every atom in my body to succeed. Now, I know for a fact that I've been saying for a long time, Sky, you got to get off the planet. Because them studying me is only showing how they should poison you. That's right. Them studying me and my attributes, my Lemurian and Anunnakian traits, and the Greys. When you study the Greys lost the God essence because they wanted to genetically modify themselves too much. And the Greys visited me quite a few times. And I knew that I had to change. I had to keep my aura, my ethereal light. Because there's people from 200 years ago that have been trying to disconnect us from the divine for a very long time. Even though we run on autopilot mode, they do not want you to have free will and free thinking. Free will, free thinking, and they don't want you to have time to think. This guy said when you're bored and lonely, that's the devil, that's Satan. When you're isolated, that's the devil. You got everything you need, you got everything you want. You ain't got nobody to talk to. If a person got time to sit around and think that you got it all figured out, oh, you win them $200 and $300 on lottery because Satan willing to give you money. No. That money, what is that? That is pocket change. That's not millions of dollars, multi-millions of dollars that or to your disposal. That is change so that you don't have to spend your hard-earned money. That's change so I could go donate to somebody. That's change so I could go eat a $13 lobster. Remember, they come from Maine. And truthfully, lobsters are really not that expensive. They're only expensive when you decide to go to the caliber of restaurant you want to. You got a restaurant that will sell you a lobster, a 3-pound lobster for $300, and you got a person that'll sell you a 3-pound lobster for $30. It's up to you. It's your choice. What type of atmosphere, what type of environment you want to be in when you consume that lobster. Do you want the same lobster and you want to be in your truck? Or do you want the same lobster and you want to be in a $300 atmosphere? Then people have to pay their rent. They got to pay their chef. They got to pay everybody. They got to overhead. The person that's just selling the lobster, all they got to do is get fuel and boat taxes and keep their aquarium clean. Their overhead is different. But the same way, I could buy a 3-pound lobster for $20-some. It's the same way that chef is going to go buy that same lobster for $20, for $15, and sell it for $300. So your value system, that's just like me. I buy apples, oranges, plums. I may go in the store with $10. I may buy 2 apples, 2 oranges, a pound of plums, 1 peach. I may take a bag of grapes and take half and put it in another bag and to let them just weigh up half of the bag of grapes. $10. But for some reason, you can't take your $10 and go do that. So which one is better, being prayed up or meditated? Being conscious and aware of your truths, or being indoctrinated through dogmatic situations? You choose. Because I'm not your fucking problem. I live by example. And the little bit I got don't mean that I am committed to Satan. Satan and God are the same in this realm. That's what you don't understand. I'm committed to the divine. I'm committed to the source energy, the all and be all, the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is the whole grid of everything, the interconnectedness and how it happens through frequencies and portals and timelines and layers, the onion effect. I am one. I am oneness. And what you serve in this realm has nothing to do with me. I walk beside them just like I walk beside you. Call it arrogance if you want. Maybe one day you may activate the truth in you too. You're cosmic in nature, galactic in nature. The principles of this realm are just to enslave and entrap and enshrine your frequency so they can loose off of it and feed off of it. Once you realize that, you take order with chaos. Okay? Sometimes chaos is greater than order. Order sometimes is too comfortable. That's why they got me in comfort now. If I'm on the streets, that means I'm fasting. I'm tapped into nature. I'm with nature every day. I'm homeless, right? So I'm sleeping on the ground. I'm tapped into nature. I'm eating my wild fruits and vegetables. I'm eating my fruits and vegetables. I'm coming up on strategic ways to stay fit and healthy and shower. And I don't have nothing. If you don't have a car, you don't have a house, you don't have no bills, what are you doing? You're sitting down on the ground in nature. You're staying committed to the presence and the essence of the all and be all. But when you got to pay bills, you're comfortable, you're eating what you want to eat, you're going to eat what you don't need. You're going to eat what you can't afford. You're going to do things you can't afford. You're going to do things that are out of your means. I've had a credit usage of 120% before. Say it again, Revere Sky. I've had a credit usage of 120% before. I've had a debt to income ratio out of this world before. Don't think that I don't put myself in binds and predicaments. Don't think it ain't possible for Sky. It's very possible. Sky just learned something very important from the Hollywood way of doing things is you make it work for you. You don't sit around here and wait for somebody to acknowledge you. You make it work for you, and I do it motherfucking well. When I was out in California, they tried to steal my Impala, totaled it out. All they gave me was $3,000 for my Impala. I got a van. I got a van for $1,500. I had to put $6,000 worth of work in it while I was out there just to move around and function. Could never put this van in a California tag because couldn't pass the inspection. I had to have Georgia plates. Let me tell y'all something. Some people make living in a budget look better than others. You got some people on welfare that don't want to go get a job under the table. They really gonna sit around and wait for that check to come once a month. And in a week, they're broke. Sky not gonna do that. Sky gonna find a will, and Sky gonna find a way, because the Creator set forth this structure within our body. That's just like you're about to die or you're dying. The Creator set the body up so that it can heal itself when it has no choice. It will release minerals, it will release endorphins, it will release the glandular structure and put you in a state of shock to bring you back to life. It was programmed to do that. But if you have self-limiting beliefs through prayer, and remember, most people are not praying to these gods and Satans, they're praying to their higher source energy, the divine within them. They're not praying to nothing else. The shit they praying to is so far past this realm, it's ridiculous. And they cannot acknowledge it. It cannot be defined. So don't limit yourself to these subordinate creators. Like Bobby Hemmett said, man, get with the program. The body that was created for this realm is so powerful. That's why they dope it up and intoxicate it with toxins. That's all I got to say for today. Quit criticizing people. Quit thinking that people don't serve your God. Learn to enlighten your vessel. Learn the gifts of the vessel so that you can experience a holistic well-being. And just because a person like me may look like they living the life, which I don't feel it, I'm just living basic essentials. I'm living on vital strings right now. And if you knew the experiments they were doing to me, you'd shut the fuck up. You wouldn't judge me. You'll be like, ain't no fucking way. Yes way. Yes way. This shit is real out here. They have used me as a tool to figure out. I'm not the only one, but I'm one of them. They have used me as a tool to figure out how to keep your Kundalini and Christ energy from activating. And like I say, it's up to you to pay attention. And if you've been guided to this video, take notes. Ask for confirmation. Just write it down in a diary and say, man, if what she's saying is true, show me the way. I do not want to be limited at a hierarchy of a subordinate deity or subordinate deities when the frequency I'm connected to is much greater, much vast than that. Quit limiting yourself. And then, I'm so lovey-dovey with a motherfucker. I mean, I love this old motherfucker right here. And I have to literally reflect and say, Sky, he allows your body to alchemicalize through your heart space. Even though y'all agree to disagree, he pray you meditate. He said, well, is you meditating to God? No, I'm not. I'm using the tools that were there for me to access my gifts and traits and DNA. I'm meditating to my higher source, my light force. I'm sure that I got to go through my soul to get to the divine. That's what it's tethered through. You're talking about the energy, but you're only talking about the materialized God, the one on paper. And that's Satan. Like, he's the best of both worlds. He's the best of both coins. And truthfully, I believe it's a female. Because anybody who is petty as that got to be a female. Got to be on some feminine energy. Ain't no way you could be that motherfucking petty. And that's how you can't pinpoint it. Because they got you on that patriarchal society bullshit, right? And when they got you on that patriarchal society bullshit, she's in the free and clear. And I'm dapping her ass up right now. I'm dapping her ass up like, bitch, keep on motherfucking doing it. Because they never had any business believing in the bullshit in the first place. I tell people over and over and over, if you was born on an island or you materialized on an island by yourself, in the nude, naked, you don't know nothing about no God and you don't know nothing about no Satan. You are pure. You are in the clear. Can't nobody work no spells on you. Can't nobody do nothing. You can't read nothing to entrap you. Say it again, Revere Sky. You cannot read anything or speak any spell upon yourself to entrap you. I tell people over and over and over, that's raw facts. You materialize on an island by yourself, naked. What are you? One with fucking nature, the divine, the all and be all, source energy. So get the rest of that shit up out of here. I'm out.